Hello and welcome back to Too Lazy to Read, where we make difficult books clear without draining the life out of them. I'm Nigel.
And I'm Clara.
Today we are entering one of Tolkien's shortest stories, though certainly not one of his smallest ideas. There is no Dark Lord, no army, and no piece of jewelry powerful enough to ruin several nations. There is only a painter named Niggle, an unfinished picture of a tree, a difficult neighbour called Parish, and a journey that quietly means death.
It helps to say that now. On the page, Tolkien allows the meaning to reveal itself slowly. But when the story is heard aloud, the driver, the train, and the strange station can sound like separate events, unless we understand that they are all part of the same journey.
We shall make that journey clear without draining it of mystery. Tolkien never announces, "Niggle has died." Death arrives as travel, a driver, a train, a dark tunnel, and a place beyond ordinary life. The image is gentle but unsettling because Niggle has known the journey was coming and has prepared badly.
We should also settle the names before eternity becomes unnecessarily confusing. You are Nigel. The painter is Niggle.
Correct. I am Nigel. The painter is Niggle, like wiggle with an N. One tells the story. The other spends years painting leaves and assuming death will respect his schedule. I shall leave you to decide which of us is more organized. And before we enter Niggle's country, a little background. Leaf by Niggle was written around 1938 and 1939, when Tolkien had already begun the enormous labour that became The Lord of the Rings. Much of Tolkien's work grew through years of revision. This tale was unusual. He said it came to him suddenly, almost complete, and he wrote it quickly, with comparatively little later change. His daughter Priscilla later called it his most directly autobiographical story. Tolkien connected it to a great poplar near his Oxford home that was badly cut, and to his fear that work, duty, war, illness or death might prevent him from finishing the vast imagined world inside him.
So Niggle is not simply Tolkien wearing a false moustache, but he carries something very personal. The fear that the work you love may be larger than your lifetime, and that ordinary life will keep asking things from you while the vision is still unfinished.
Niggle is not a perfect portrait of Tolkien, but the resemblance is clear. The story appeared in the Dublin Review in 1945 and later beside Tolkien's essay on fairy stories in the 1964 collection Tree and Leaf. Now, let us begin. There was once a small and rather ordinary man called Niggle. He lived alone in a pleasant house in the countryside, several miles from the nearest town. He was a painter, though not a successful one. He had genuine talent, especially when painting leaves, but his ambitions were larger than his skill and far larger than the time available to him.
That makes him easy to care about. He is not a hidden genius being cruelly denied his crown. He is a limited man with a real gift, trying to make something more beautiful than he knows how to finish.
Hanging over his life is the knowledge that one day he must make a long journey. It represents death, though Niggle is not dying yet. He knows it cannot be avoided, occasionally begins packing, then becomes distracted. Like many intelligent adults, he assumes death will arrive at a more convenient time.
Preferably after the painting is complete, the garden is repaired, every duty is settled, and the universe has sent written notice.
With a reasonable appeal process. But instead of preparing for the journey, Niggle paints. His great picture begins with a leaf caught in the wind. He studies its shape, shine, and the water along its edge. But the leaf refuses to remain alone. It needs a twig, then a branch, a trunk, and roots. Soon there is an enormous tree with countless different leaves. Birds settle among the twigs. A forest appears behind it, and through the branches, Niggle sees snowy mountains. One leaf has opened into a country.
That growth feels very Tolkien. A small image